Welcome to the podcast. After a long break, we're finally back. My name is Art Moore.
If by long break you mean that pause at the beginning of the podcast, then yes.
We always have a little bit of a pause at the beginning of the podcast just to get things started, don't we?
My name is Eric Hansen. Welcome.
Man, every introduction we do is a little awkward. I love that about us. That's that's a lot of fun for me. Awkwardness in the podcast.
The podcast for your awkward life.
That's right. We've got a little bit different setup here today. We're trying this out. Let us know what you think of it. We've got a brand spanking new table. That's very wobbly. I say brand spanking new. It's just new for the podcast. We've had it for years. And before I owned it, my brother owned it. Before my brother owned it, my sister owned it. And before my sister owned it, she got it from like some Goodwill or something.
I owned it. I wrote a lot of great music on this table.
Yeah. None of that's true.
I slept on this table.
If you don't know this by now,
table.
Eric is a serial liar. He lies constantly. And we love him for it.
Actually,
we're okay with
that might be the truth.
Yeah.
If we were to psychoanalyze
it's a joking type of thing. You know, you joke around a lot. You know, you say things that aren't true for the joke, for the purpose of the joke. I'm okay with that.
No. I just like saying things that are not true.
You just like saying things that are not true.
So for the fun of it, a friend of mine, we took one of those ADD tests.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I clearly don't have ADD. Came back and it was like, you have ADD.
You clearly have ADD.
I was like, yes.
That's so interesting.
Okay. But I'm not going to do anything about it because...
How's that affected
who wants to
your
change
life?
This persona?
Oh, yeah, seriously. Like, we don't want to change this.
This internet fame that we have.
Let's not talk about all of the stuff you don't get done. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, this is true, actually. I don't get anything done.
My problem, maybe it is ADD, but I switch from project to project to project. I just have a hard time, like, really getting in and getting something finished. That sounds ADD, doesn't it?
No, that just might be a creative problem.
Creative issue. All right.
What do I know?
No, I was just trying to join in.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
The family. The family. We should call it a family.
The family. All right.
Hugs.
We got to codify everything that we're doing in our podcast.
So we took a little break because of some technical issues
and some personal issues. And you know, we
punched a hole in the wall, and we're covering it up with this huge microphone. He threw me right through it. He was like, "How dare you assume creative control of this podcast?" And
I think we owe it
to
to our fandom to really talk about what happened between us and why we were off for 4 weeks. Eric and I got into a huge fight.
And I'm the serial liar.
Wow. Disagreement here. Of course, I'm kidding. We never fight.
We recorded with different phones, and they both didn't work out.
Yeah, we had some issues with phones. Using a cell phone as your main camera is a hard thing, especially if you don't have a cameraman. And we need to get a camera with a flip viewer so that we can see what's happening as we go along. But, you know, this camera's working out okay.
Or if some roadies would like to volunteer to be our camera people. See, I'm an all-inclusive. I'm including everyone.
Get
camera
more
people.
Camera people.
You should.
That sounds great.
Join us. Anyway.
All right, folks. I think Eric has some news for us. Let's move along.
So,
what's going on today?
Oh my gosh, so much news that we're not going to discuss any of it.
Well, one thing that happened 4 weeks ago that we did not talk about was that Prince passed away.
Oh, right. So, yeah, well, we talked about it, but the podcast is now no longer here.
Well, that specific episode, yeah. But the fact is that Prince did pass away, and that's a very sad thing, and a lot of people have been talking about it.
Yeah, a lot of... I feel like the way musicians and artists say goodbye is they do a remorseful cover of that person's music. It's like...
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Watch Megadeth do a cover of Prince's Purple Rain to say goodbye. You know, it's like, oh, that's all.
Megadeth, the ultra hardcore metal band.
And then, you know, boy, I saw a lot of covers. Like, it just instantly popped up. YouTube.
Demi Lovato, I think, did one as well.
Yeah, they were
everywhere. Which is weird. I don't know why I know that.
You're obsessed. Okay, deep down inside, you have a Demi Lovato area.
Maybe I like what she's doing.
And
maybe
deep
I
down,
like
you're
her voice. Maybe I like her music.
If you ever met her, you would freeze stone cold. You'd be like, Hey.
This is so amazing. I can't believe you're here now.
I have a podcast.
Can I braid your hair? All right.
That would go over really well.
I'm sorry, Demi. I'm sorry.
Friend of the podcast.
I think we're having her on as a guest next.
So I've decided that we're not going to cover any real news. We're just going to have some fun.
All right. Let's have some fun today.
Okay.
Fun news.
Because there's a lot of depressing news. A lot of stuff going on. Anyway.
The news.
All right. So I
did it. I mashed them up together. Fun news. News. It's quality programming.
That was good. A good.
Right here on YouTube. Our cameraman is liking it. All right. Hit us.
Whoa. Okay, I'm going to give you some band names, Art. These are the band names that the band started with, and you have to guess what the final product was.
Ooh, this is
going
to
be tough.
This is fun. Yeah, this is good.
Okay. Number 1, Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. I'm going to say, isn't that Tom and the Heartbreakers? Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?
No.
Simon
and Garfunkel.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. So they started.
Why did they say Tom and Jerry?
They started with Tom and Jerry. They were actually marketing their songs together in the 50s. They were the little kids around the street corner trying to sell their mixtape to everybody. They were those kids.
That's pretty impressive in the 50s.
Yeah. And they went with Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
And it didn't pan out so much. So they went back to their original names.
They went to their real names, and that worked out.
That's when someone sat me down and was like, this isn't good. This isn't going to work. Just go with your real names.
For some reason with Simon and Garfunkel, I always kind of get their names mixed up. And maybe it's because my name is Art, and I'm like, Art and Garfunkel. That, I don't know. I always say that.
That doesn't go together. That's not me. Okay.
That's literally his first
Ready?
name. Art Garfunkel.
The Square Roots.
Oh, The Roots.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Which is much, much better.
Yeah, the Square Roots is like
has this connotation of history
nerd punk.
And your ethnicity and who I am. The Square Roots just sounds nerdy as all get out.
Yeah, the Square Roots just sounds math. Math.
Oh my gosh, what is that band? Shoot, my mind just went blank.
What is that band?
They Might Be Giants.
Oh yeah,
how they went on their science binge, and I listened to their song "The Sun" over and over again. The sun is a ball of incandescent gas.
That is a great song. Yeah, I remember that song. Yeah. I remember.
And it's so dumb.
My experience with They Might Be Giants is I asked for an album of theirs on cassette tape for Christmas one year.
Whoa.
This is years and years ago, well over 20, 25 years ago. And I got it, and I was super excited, and I put it in my stereo. And we were all upstairs in my room. So me, my 3 brothers, and for some reason my dad was there too, just hanging out with us. And we were listening to They Might Be Giants. And they said the DAMN word on the album.
Which we can't say because we're a family-friendly podcast, and we don't want to have the explicit tag.
Anyways, they cursed. They said this one curse word. And it was the
otherwise we'd say it. We would totally say it. It's not that we're cowards.
Yeah, we're not explicit. We're not going explicit.
We would totally say it. We're just not afraid. I would say it right now. I'm going to say it.
Don't say it.
Just blink it.
No, don't say it.
Just beep it. I would totally do it.
I'm not bleeping it. There's no reason to bleep. And I don't have a bleep sound. I probably should get a bleep sound. Anyway, but my dad was so shocked. He was like, what? And I was like, Dad, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was on there. I think that's the only curse word. And he's like, okay, just don't tell your mom. So, Mom, I'm sorry. I did have an album that had a curse word on it, but it was They Might Be Giants.
So,
which is just about as vanilla as you can get.
Yeah. Mom, I'm sorry. You're having this confessional. Mom, I'm so sorry.
Hey, my mom listens to the podcast.
She does.
She loves us. She calls us the click and clack of the audio world. And you don't know what that means. And I love that. Go ahead. Keep going.
The Ratchet and Clank?
No, Click and Clank.
You can't even say it right.
Click and Clank. The car guys.
Click and clack?
Click and clack.
Click and clank?
You're absolutely right.
Clink and
it is
click
and clack. I can't believe I did that.
All right.
Next band.
Let's move on. So I'm a fan of this band, so I knew this one.
Right.
Deep in my gut.
Deep in your heart, you got it.
Deep in my heart gut. Because I knew this.
Deep in my heart.
Mookie Blaylock.
Ooh, I have no idea. I am going to say Mookie Blaylock.
Yeah.
I am going to guess Guns N' Roses.
No.
There's no way.
Well, you're close. Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam?
Yeah.
That's not close.
Yeah.
You think those bands are close?
No, same, 90s.
Same time period. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I still remember, I had my dad buy me Pearl Jam's album 10.
Ah.
Speaking of parents.
Yeah,
parental
memories here.
And as we bought it, he was like,
Mom and Dad.
So this is a clean album, right? And I really didn't know anything about him. I was like, of course.
Of course.
Would I buy anything different? The problem is that started a long Pearl Jam obsession.
And nobody needs that.
What?
I'm kidding.
What?
Pearl Jam is great. We all know that.
So offended.
All right, keep going.
I'm going to throw you through the hole in the wall right now.
Keep going. What's the next one? What's the next one?
Okay. On a Friday.
On a Friday.
It's a horrible band name.
It's
just
a
awful.
bad name. Yeah. Awful. I don't know. You're gonna have to give that one.
Radiohead.
Ooh, that's.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not even close. But Radiohead is actually, in my opinion, Pearl Jam and Radiohead both are some of the best band names I've ever heard.
Radiohead especially is a great band name. Pearl Jam.
No, oh man,
it's okay.
No,
it's good.
No,
it's good.
I think that's the primary reason I bought that album because I was like, Pearl and Jam together, Pearl Jam. How could this band be bad? How could anything be bad?
How could anything about that be good?
What?
I'm just saying from.
What?
I'm just
Pearl
saying
and Jam,
from
it's the
thinking,
best thing ever.
Yes, Pearl Jam is a great band. They're fantastic.
No, the name itself.
But the
best
name
thing
itself,
ever.
I'm not seeing it. Not with Pearl Jam. No.
What?
No.
Okay,
you're not going to convince me otherwise.
All right. Fine. Okay, the Obelisk.
The Obelisk. How do you say that?
Obelisk.
I think it's Obelisk.
It's Obelisk.
Okay, the Obelisk. I am going to say...
The Obelisk.
The Obelisk.
Yeah, you're not even going to get close. But
hold on.
Just shoot from the hip. Which is a saying
the Jackson 5.
I created in the 1800s because I used to...
It's the Jackson 5, for sure.
Okay.
When you know you're wrong, go for funny.
They were members of the Illuminati, and therefore...
What is an obelisk? Do you know what an obelisk is?
Yeah, it's the pyramidal structure that the Egyptians used to use for their symbolic entrances to either their tombs or their temples. It is the Washington Monument is an obelisk.
Oh, okay.
It's a...
so it's not just the pyramid on the top. It's
the entire structure.
It's the whole structure that gently angles inward and then has a pyramid on top.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And they use these to enter something? What do they enter?
Either...
into the afterlife, right?
Well, for either the Egyptian temples or the Egyptian pyramids.
Okay, gotcha.
It's all part of their old ancient religion.
Gotcha.
I'm an Egyptologist these days. I actually read the rise and fall of Egyptian Empire or
I think
whatever
it's
it was
fantastic. You're quite the history buff.
Yeah. This is The Cure.
What's The Cure? Yes. That fits. That's totally weird and curish. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I could totally see that working.
Okay.
All right, next one.
All right, Smile.
Smile.
I have no idea why you would start with the band Smile. Sounds horrible.
Welcoming on stage, Smile.
And I will be honest, the final product is not any better. I do not like their band name.
You don't like their band name.
But,
okay, give me a hint here.
But
give me a hint.
Freddie Mercury is freaking awesome.
Queen.
Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round.
Queen is a good name for a band, though.
No, it's not. It's
yes,
horrible.
It is. No, Queen is a great name for a band.
I think Smile is just as bad as Queen.
I think the hard thing with Queen is that they are so epic and so great, it is hard to distinguish their music from their band name and do a real analysis on whether it's a good or bad band name. Because the music's part of me, part of my...
Whoa, wow. Whoa.
No.
That is so meta.
Maybe that's going a little too far. But, I definitely feel... anyways.
Okay, Atomic Mass. You probably won't get this one. I'll give you a hint. 80s. Hairband.
80s. Hairband. Spinal Tap. No. Spinal Tap is not a real band.
Yeah.
What are you doing there? Are you okay? Just figuring out your cable situation.
Shut up.
I'm just trying to procrastinate here.
You're supposed to think. All right, Def Leppard.
Def Leppard. I was going to say White Stripes. Not White Stripes. White
Stripes hairband.
No. What's the white
Great
snake? White Snake.
White Snake.
There you go. I was going to say.
Yeah. All right. Here's a good one. The Pendletons. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
60s.
The 60s. Oh, Beach Boys?
Very good.
Yeah.
You got one right. That was actually pretty good.
What can I say? When it comes to
60s pop,
kind of crazy
how
stuff.
could I go wrong?
All right, what's the next one?
Especially the Beach Boys. All right. Sweet Children.
Sweet Children.
Give you a hint. 90s. Early 90s. Well, they still play today.
Maroon 5?
Yeah, there is one from Maroon 5, but I
Oh, there is? What is the one from Maroon 5?
I hate Maroon 5 so much.
He hates Adam Levine. There's no reason for it. Maroon 5 is a perfectly fine band. We're dealing with these kinds of issues. This is kind of the reason we had to take a break. It was mainly about Maroon 5.
It was. It was like, how dare you deface the name of Maroon 5 and my buddy Adam. And
if there's a 1% chance they're a good band, we have to listen to them.
We have to take that chance. Just 1%. 1%.
Okay, that's a quote from Batman versus Superman.
Sweet Children is Green Day.
Green Day.
So great. I love this so much.
I could see that, but they're so punky.
Yeah.
But even Green Day's a weird name when you think about it.
Yeah. I like it. All right. Wicked Lester.
Wicked Lester.
Yeah.
Wicked Lester.
Lester. I'll give you a hint. 70s glam rock.
Ooh, I'm no good with that.
70s glam rock.
70s glam rock. I don't know. Go ahead.
I'll give you another hint.
Oh, Kiss.
Kiss. All right.
Yeah.
Which I personally think Kiss is a horrible band name. It's awful.
It depends on the typography. If the typography is right, it's a great band.
Trust me. I'm a doctor. Okay. Now, there's one for Pink Floyd, which I'm just going to say. But the problem with the Pink Floyd one is, like, they went through so many early iterations as a band and had so many different names that this almost doesn't count.
All right. Okay.
But the Screaming Abdabs.
That's terrible.
The Screaming
Yeah,
Abdabs.
nobody knows what that is.
Yeah,
No, that's terrible.
Yeah. Okay. This one I do like. The Salty Peppers.
The Salty Peppers.
I'll give you a hint. 70s funk.
Oh, man.
Going into early 80s.
Oh. Who?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
The Salty Peppers?
The Salty Peppers. What a horrible name.
But Earth, Wind, and Fire. How?
No, I like that one.
That's a pretty good one.
No, I like that one.
I gotta
go with that one.
I gotta bow to peer pressure here. I think you're right. I think that's a good one.
Okay.
I am glancing over here, but I'm trying not to look at the actual names.
Here, I'll move it.
No, I'm just letting you know. Like,
okay, here's one of my favorites. This one should give it away just by the name of how ridiculous it is.
Okay.
Tony Flo and the Miraculously Majestic Masters of Mayhem.
Oh, yeah. What?
I know, isn't it great?
Tony Flo
and the Miraculously Majestic Masters of Mayhem.
I'm saying the Jimi Hendrix Experience right there. It seems like it's a pretty one-on-one correlation there.
No, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh man,
that's like Anthony Kiedis. Like that's him.
That's definitely him. Yeah, doing his thing.
Awesome.
Oh, speaking of Anthony Kiedis, he had to go to the hospital last week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they had to cancel some gigs.
He had an issue, a medical issue. We don't know what it is. They haven't released it, or at least they haven't as of the airing of this podcast right here, which hopefully will be tomorrow.
Well said.
And yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the worst name of all of them. Okay.
Okay.
And I would say probably one of the worst band names of all.
All right. Okay. I'm ready for this ride. Let's go.
Naked Toddler.
Oh no. I'm going to say Nirvana or Naked Toddler.
So I'll give you a hint.
Okay. So it's not Nirvana.
Late 90s, early 2000s. Mid 2000s to mid 2000s. And then the lead singer went nuts. And I actually think he was diagnosed with schizo something.
Oh, well,
weird.
I was going to say Britney Spears until you said he. Let's see here. What could that be? I don't know.
Creed.
Oh. What was the name again?
Naked Toddler.
Oh.
What an awful name.
There used to be a TV show called Mad TV. It was a sketch show like SNL.
Yeah.
And they had this great episode where they had all of these different bands singing Creed's song and how they were all copying each other's vocal style.
Yeah. No, it was Scott Stapp singing in his and then Eddie Vedder came in. He's
right.
You're copying me. Yeah. And then Ray Charles comes in. He's like,
Ray Charles is the last person. Yeah.
No one understands it.
That was a good episode. Yeah. That little skit.
The good old days, Art. The good old days.
Man,
that was not that long ago.
Naked Toddler.
Yeah, and I still think Creed is a horrible band name.
I don't have any reaction specifically to Creed. They came out right at that point where I was not listening to rock at all. So it was
See, what would you do without me? You'd be lost.
I know. No.
Oblivion.
We can do a whole episode on our relationship and how we met and, the kind of like how things progressed.
We could do a whole movie. No.
For $1 million.
That would be horrible. All right. So I have a segment. Let's move on to the segment.
Let's do that.
So, as I was contemplating this segment about 3 weeks ago, I actually thought to myself, I said, self.
Is that how you talk to yourself?
I was like, Eric,
you're like,
let's talk.
Self. Do you even call yourself Eric in your self-talk to yourself?
Actually, I call myself Master, but we'll get there. So I said,
I tend to call myself Idiot.
And I said, yes,
Come on, idiot. All right, go ahead.
So I teach guitar, and one of my students requested to learn this song by Lukas Graham, which is called 7 Years. So I had to learn it, and I absolutely hate it. Well, then another student requested it, and then another student requested it. I was like, what in the world is going on?
What is going on? Do they know each other?
No, they don't, actually.
They don't?
No,
Whoa.
not at all. So they were requesting the song, and I was like, oh, man. So I had to learn it in depth. They wanted to learn the picking parts, all this stuff. So it's all done on piano, but I learned it. I figured it out for guitar.
Great.
But I had to pinpoint, why do I hate this song so much? I would listen to it. It would come on the radio, and I'd be like, okay. Clear my mind. Get rid of all preconceptions, and let's do this. Mm-hmm. And by the end of it, I hated everything. I hated life, I hated traffic, I hated cars, I hated everything. I hate this song so much. So let's dive into why. We're going to psychoanalyze this baby.
Psychoanalyze.
All right, so before we do that, lyric lesson. We're going to go over some rhyme schemes. Now, in a previous podcast, we had talked about using meter, okay? And how we grow up using common meter in a lot of the things. And if you look at any child's book, which I do frequently, because I love children's books.
Because he has 5 of them.
Because I have 5 children's
5
books.
kids.
Just sitting there.
And 2 of them are
kids.
twins. Yeah.
So I've noticed a lot of common meter, okay? And if it gets outside of common meter, I actually get frustrated with the children's book.
With the actual children's book.
I'm like, come on, you stupid writer. It's common meter. Everyone knows this.
You're like, sweetheart, we're not reading this book anymore. Get it out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid writer, can't write in common time.
And then sometimes the rhymes will be off. And I'll be like, this is a children's book. The rhyme should be perfect.
The rhymes should be perfect in a children's book. I don't think we should have half rhymes in a children's book.
So, anyway.
We're not talking about complex material here.
Okay, so let's review. So common meter is best exemplified in Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow, everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Okay?
That's right.
So it's 4 lines.
1 take 2 take 3 take 4, 1 take 2 take 3. 1 take 2 take 3 take 4, 1 take 2 take 3.
Excellent. So it's 4 lines. 2 of the lines match with their stresses, their syllable stresses. And the other 2 lines match the syllable stresses. You also have the similar rhyming scheme. Mary had a little lamb, fleece was white as snow, A-B. Everywhere that Mary went, the the lamb was sure to go.
Did you say flan? The flan, he shakes the flan everywhere?
The flan, right?
What a wonderful dessert. Take the flan with you, little bit.
So,
Mary, come
did you
here,
just
get
do
your little flan.
Flan, which is a Mexican dish in a Scottish accent.
Hey!
Oh my gosh. We should do that. Open up a Scottish Mexican restaurant.
A Scottish?
And be like, we'll be so horrifically racial inappropriate. Like, the whole goal will be to
I'm just
offend
thinking
people.
of haggis tacos, and I just can't get over it.
That's so
Here's
good.
a haggis burrito.
So good.
Yep.
Oh, it makes me want to cry.
With potatoes. No, that's Irish. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you're right. No, haggis. Haggis is Scottish.
Haggis is Scottish. Potatoes tend to be Irish because of the Irish potato famine. I'm sure the Scottish eat potatoes as well.
Good job. Did you know that it was called the Irish lumper?
No.
The
What is
potato,
a lumper?
The potato that when it, had problems because of the blight. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. All right. So
Nobody got that joke.
So we talked about. No, that's really what it was called.
Shh.
Just let it go. Only happiness now. Okay, so we talked about common meter a while ago and how you can disrupt common meter and by having 3 lines, okay, instead of 4, and having something that may not be necessarily in the rhyme scheme can actually create tension and propel something forward in the song, make it less boring, okay? Great idea, okay? The other thing we talked about was using rhyme schemes, okay? What kind of rhyme schemes are we going to be using? Now, into this, what we're going to do is we're going to reevaluate rhyming, okay? Okay, so we talked about the perfect rhyme. A perfect rhyme would be like man and fan. They both end with an. So it's a perfect rhyme, okay?
Right.
But there are different ways to rhyme, okay? Emily Dickinson was a famous poet and actually made this very popular by using slant rhyme in her poetry.
Slant rhyme.
Okay? So if we break down the different types of slant rhyme that she used, okay, we can actually have some fun with some rhyming schemes. I'm doing this because we're going to build up some lyric theory. I'll call it theory. Before we jump into examining Lukas Graham's lyrics on 7 years, okay?
Because you want to tear that apart.
Well, so
is that right?
So
is that what we're doing?
we want to be objective, right? I want to show the good and the bad.
Okay, but it's mostly bad.
No, it's mostly good, Art.
Oh, it's mostly good. All right.
It's so heartwarming. Just shrivels that heart up.
Hey, okay, let's go.
You're like, just shut up. Okay, so there's a family rhyme, okay? A family rhyme is a rhyme that's in the same kind of key, right, is close, okay? A lovely day to have some fun, hit the beach, bring the rum. So fun and rum. They both have the U sound, but they end with N and M.
Which are...
So they're close.
Half
fun,
rhymes.
rum, right? So we call that a slant rhyme, a family
slant
rhyme.
Okay. Family rhyme.
Now, there are different types of rhymes. There's in addition to that, there's what we call an additive rhyme, okay, where we add consonant sounds on the end of the rhyme, okay? Such as, a lovely day to have some fun, hit the beach, get some lunch. So I put the emphasis on lunch, and then I add the ch. Right? So fun and lunch can rhyme. You're just adding stuff at the end.
Okay.
Right? And obviously it depends upon, how you emphasize, the syllables and the intonation and stuff within your singing.
So would like hunt be another family rhyme that would fit in that?
Yeah, that'd be an additive rhyme actually, because hunt is adding something to the end.
Okay.
Okay. So additive rhyme and subtractive rhyme are polar opposites, right?
Are both of these fall into the family rhyme?
Yeah,
like moniker? Are they like a subcategory?
So these all fall under the category of slant rhyme.
Okay.
Okay, so a subtractive rhyme is the exact opposite of the additive rhyme. Hit the beach and get some lunch, a lovely day to have some fun. That's the exact opposite of what we said last time. Okay.
Yeah.
Lunch was starting it. We want to subtract that out and just rhyme it with fun. You can do that. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get a little more technical here. Okay. Got two more rhyme types that are a little more complicated. Okay. There's an assonance rhyme and a consonance rhyme.
All right.
Okay. Assonance rhyme. A lovely day to have some fun, hit the beach, fall in love. Okay. Now, it's pretty far away, and there's not a lot of conclusion with this type of rhyme. It's still kind of in the same category, but technically it's its own little thing. Okay?
Yeah, well, you've got the sound on both of them.
Right. Love and fun, but they're spelled completely different, and it's just the way we pronounce love, which makes the rhyme work.
So if a British speaker was...
Love.
Yeah.
If we said love, it wouldn't be an assonance rhyme. Okay? But it's based upon the way we pronounce it, even though it's spelled completely different.
Okay.
Consonance rhyme, okay? Here's the example. A lovely day to have some fun, hit the beach, bring it on. Okay? So, these are all within our categories. So we've got our categories of slant rhymes, which are these family rhymes, these additive rhymes, subtractive rhymes. But then we have this whole different category of assonance and consonance rhymes, okay? So, knowing what we know, let's do this. We're going to break it down.
I'm going to take a look at this while you're looking at it.
You should.
Does that sound good?
Think about it. Think about hard art. Okay, here's how the song goes. Once I was 7 years old. My mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. That's the chorus.
All right.
Now, here's the interesting part. We talked about getting out of common meter and ending on would be the third line of a phrase. He does that here, okay? Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, that's the first line. That's an A rhyme. Go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. He rhymes me with lonely, which would be an additive rhyme.
Right.
Okay? That's A. So that's the rhyme scheme is an A there. And then he ends it with, once I was 7 years old. Okay? Old is the non-rhyming factor. It also is the third line, creates some tension that leads towards the verse.
So for me, once I was 7 years old is the first line.
Yep.
My mama told me is the second line. Go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. So we have 4 lines there. And then once I was 7 years old ends up being the fifth line. So explain to me why I'm not
If you want to break it down that small, you can. But that's actually one total line, the way he sings it within.
The way he sings it.
Chorus.
So,
okay.
Because from just reading it, it seems like once I was 7 years old
you're wrong. You're just wrong.
What we talk about when we talk about common
just
time.
Stop. Just stop when you're ahead. Just stop. Oh, there goes my Nexus. He's going to throw it.
Get out of here! This is my podcast.
I'm back through.
You want to treat me like this? All right,
I love
go
it.
ahead.
I love it.
There
Okay.
would be no talking about the Noise Show without
Now,
Eric. I mean, come on, let's be serious.
Once I was 7 years old is the hook of the song, okay? Once I was X years old. So he's going to change the amount of years, and he's going to get older in this song. What an interesting concept. I wonder if anyone's ever heard of that before. Fascinating. Okay, so that's the hook. So he ends each chorus. He begins and ends each chorus with a hook. Brilliant. If you're going for the pop style where you want to just inject that hook into people's mind.
Right.
What's the cognitive effect? It's mere exposure effect. If you use the mere exposure effect, you're more likely to accept something. The more
exposure effect.
Mere exposure effect.
Oh, MERE. Gotcha.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, second verse. This is all just a B rhyme scheme. Now listen to this. It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger. Pushing each other to the limits, we were learning quicker. By 11, smoking herb and drinking burning liquor. Never rich, so we were out to make that steady figure. So he rhymes bigger, quicker, liquor, figure. Okay?
I think they would all work, yeah.
So, they work. So this would be the second rhyme in the scheme. So this would be a B rhyme, and he rhymes all of them together. Bigger, quicker, liquor. So I think quicker, liquor would probably be a assonance rhyme that we talked about. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so then that is the first verse. We jump right back into the chorus. So he starts the song with the chorus. We're going to jump right back in. Once I was 11 years old, my daddy told me, go make yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. Once I was 11 years old. Okay.
All right, so the advice changes as he gets older.
Right. Yeah, so this is one of those examples where the chorus changes too.
That's weird, but
the hook
can be
doesn't.
Cool.
It stays the same.
Yeah. But
once I was X years old.
Right, X years old. There is a variable in there.
So here he rhymes me and lonely, just like he did before.
Right. So that's our A rhyme.
And the difference being his mom told him to make friends, his dad told him to get him a wife.
At 11 years old.
Yeah, just
so young to get married.
Just wait, it gets worse. Okay, second verse.
You can barely support yourself at that age.
Yeah, it's like, son, you're 11. You're old enough. Go find yourself a woman.
It's time to get a wife. Someone
Let's move on.
Cook for you and clean for you. And
all right. It's funny because like I've been over this so many times I want to sing it. I always had that dream like my daddy before me. So I started writing songs. I started writing stories. Something about that glory just always seemed to bore me. Because only those I really love will ever really know me. Okay. Listen to this. Okay. He rhymes. He goes back to the A rhyme. And he rhymes me 3 times. I always had that dream like my daddy before me. So I started writing songs. I started writing stories. Cool. Great. Something about that glory just always seemed to bore me. Because only those I really love will ever know me. He rhymed me 3 times.
There's got to be...
Drives me crazy.
There's got to be... There's some song out there that does that. that rhymes the same word with itself several times. Not just this one. There's another one too. And every time it comes on... people are like, man, this is such a great song. I was like, no, this is a terrible song. Like,
no, there's a song by Colby Calais where she says, if you just realize what I just realized.
That's the song, yes.
And you're like,
we're talking about the same song.
You just realized that you rhymed realized
with realized.
Shut up. I agree with you. I hate that song. Okay, we're going to the third chorus. Here we go.
Badly.
Okay. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. Before the morning sun when life was lonely. Once I was 20 years old. Okay? So he brings in a C rhyme with my story got told, and he goes back to an A rhyme when my life was lonely. And it works because we've heard lonely before in the chorus, so it works.
Right, and my story got told rhymes with once I was 20 years old,
yeah,
which happens twice. So some weird rhyming schemes, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. And I still like the idea of using the hook at the end of the chorus, singing it twice, and only having it on the third phrase builds the tension. Great. Okay, so now we're going to move to the, third verse, and we're going to go to a different rhyme scheme. D rhyme now.
We're on a D rhyme? What was our C rhyme? Oh, that was the told.
Told.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. I only see my goals. I don't believe in failure. Because I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. I got my boys with me, at least those in favor. And if we don't meet before I leave, I hope I'll see you later. There's a lot in there.
There is.
Okay, so failure. Major. Favor. Later. All stretching there.
That's a big stretch on those.
But I still think he's within the limits, and I still think it works.
Okay. It's starting to sound like you like this song now. Are you getting to the point where you like this song
so much? Okay, now he talks about his boys all the time, and it's really weird. Like it just starts getting weird. Okay, here we go. So we're going to the chorus again. Okay.
So we have opening with a chorus, so that doesn't count.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2.
We're on the fourth chorus, including the first one.
Right, but so not counting the first one, because sometimes I feel like that's an
intro. Acts like an intro.
Yeah, and so
this is the third chorus now.
The third chorus.
Okay. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. I was writing about everything I saw before me. Once I was 20 years old. So he's rhyming the told again, and now he brings me back.
Well, he's repeating this chorus from the last time. So
the last time was
7.
Before the morning
11.
sun when life was lonely. Now it's I was writing about everything I saw before me.
That's true, but he hasn't aged from the last chorus to this chorus.
This is right.
So he's 20 on both of these. Yeah. Even though it does change inside, maybe there is a difference there that matters.
Okay. And instead of a verse, we go right back to the chorus.
Again.
Yeah, check this out. Soon we'll be 30 years old. Our songs have been sold. We've traveled around the world and we're still roaming. Soon we'll be 30 years old. It's going with the aging thing, which everyone... I've come to realize, I think that's why people like this so much, is because it's like, oh yeah, this existential idea, so deep. Here we go. Next verse. It's like, this is the never-ending song.
Yeah, it goes for a long time.
I'm still learning about life.
This is how many verses? This is the 4th verse?
Right. Okay, I'm still learning about life. My woman brought children for me, so I can sing them all my songs and I can tell them stories. Most of my boys are with me. Some are still out seeking glory, and some I had to leave behind. My brother, I'm still sorry. Which I'm like, what?
The last one's tough.
My brother, I'm still sorry. What? You're weird. Okay, so he rhymes me, stories, glory, sorry.
For me, stories, glory, sorry. Mm-hmm. It's still pretty close.
Sorry works. It's an assonance rhyme, but it still works.
Yeah.
So me, story, glory, sorry. Actually, yeah. So it works. But I'm like, what's with all this? Most of my boys are with me seeking glory. Like, what's with your boys? Like, it's like.
Is he speaking of his sons or is he speaking of his bros?
Posse?
His posse.
Entourage.
His brosifs.
Yep. Okay, here we go. You thought you had enough of the chorus. You're about to get a steady dose of it. Is it still recording? Okay. Okay, soon I'll be 60 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
My daddy got 61. Remember life, and then your life becomes a better one.
At the beginning of these things.
Right?
He's in his 20s.
I know. I made a man so happy when I wrote a letter once. I hope my children come and visit once or twice a month. Okay.
So, man, already he's setting up some high expectations for his children's behavior after they leave the home. And
well, and I think he's trying
once or twice a month, kids.
Yeah.
Why don't you call me more often?
Yeah, we'll get there.
I wrote a song about it.
So he's 61, better one, once month. So once month.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
Lazy rhyming.
Yikes.
Lazy rhyming.
Bad. Okay. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is cold? Or will I have a lot of children who can warm me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. And just the whole...
Now it's like, I don't just want you to come every 2 months or twice a month.
I want you to snuggle with me, kids.
I want to live with you.
Right?
Okay? Because the royalties for my music haven't come in because my rhyming schemes are not that great. And so now I need a place to stay. Can I come stay with you?
Okay.
Oh, and can you put me to bed and bring me some hot herbal tea or something? I don't know.
Right. And he does again. Soon I'll be 60 years old. Will I think the world is cold? Or will I have a lot of children who can warm me? Soon I'll be 60 years old. Not warn. First I was like, warn me. Got it. Okay, warn me of like impending apocalypse. Great.
Dad, am I too early? I'm too early. You were right about everything. You're
right.
Old and crotchety. Nobody likes you. You are lonely. Find us.
And you're like, okay, is this song over yet? No.
That's another quote from Batman vs. Superman.
Here we go. Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends and you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. But that's not the end of the song. He has to end it with, once I was 7 years old.
One more time.
Right. And by the end, I am throwing things at the radio. Okay. So the takeaways. If you use the hook a lot, great. Okay. If you use it too much, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to come out of this podcast and kill you.
Eric actually, spends his Thursday afternoons going and finding people who use their hooks too much.
And
it's a real problem, folks. Real problem.
This whole concept, right? I like the idea of like, hey, let's think about the existential despair of getting older, But at the same time, he never builds up. Why are his kids going? Why is he going to think the world is cold? Why are his kids going to not come and warm him? you know?
Yeah, it seems very much like a worrisome song, and not necessarily one that has a lot of answers or solutions.
And so what it reminded me of
that's that
is
thing. That could be a thing.
Is there's that Cat Stevens song, "Cats in the Cradle," right? Where
cats in the cradle and the silver moon,
right. Silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. Okay, so the whole song is about the dad who never has time for the son, and finally it flips, and the son never has time for the dad, and the dad has this epiphany like, oh my goodness, I never had time for my son. What an awful parent I am. And it works because he builds up to this pivotal moment where it turns, okay?
Right.
He never builds anything up to this moment. Why should his kids even care about him? He doesn't even say a thing.
He seems to be very anxious from a very, very young age that he's going to be lonely.
Right. That's
and
all.
That's
all this is about. Is like, I'm really insecure, and I don't want to be lonely because my mama told me so.
Yep. Oh, and then my papa told me so too. And then I started writing about it.
And my
then
dad
I wrote
told
some
me.
songs.
And my dad told me to get married at 11 because that's a thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
Well, I mean, I tell my kids, hey, find someone who's as beautiful and loving as your mom, because I love her and it's been a good experience. I mean, that's
so. Here's my other
totally
problem. If you're going to build the narrative, right, and try and give you this make me care about your children coming to warm you, give me a reason to, right?
Yeah, I
build
need
the story.
I need a story here. Yeah, I agree.
And really, I feel like there's nothing here.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's fluff.
You and I are in agreement on this.
And for the most part, I also feel like there are two areas where the rhyme scheme is really bad. Other places, I like the second verse rhyme scheme, bigger, quicker, liquor figure, I think is great.
Yeah, but the me.
Yeah, rhyming me, and stories.
That's not a great one.
Come on,
guys.
Come on, we can do better than this.
We can do better.
Anyway, so I hate this song. I hope we can learn something from this and not repeat this song.
Eric hates something.
Anyway, I've droned on too long. Let's go to Picks of the Week.
Picks of the Week.
Are you going first or am I?
I'll go first.
Go.
There's a band called Santa Gold, and they have an album called Master of My Make Believe, and I'm
cool.
I think it's pretty cool. The song that I picked for the pick of the week this week is called Disparate Youth, and I don't know anything about this band or this group or anything. I don't know. I think there's that's kind of fun to not know anything about what's going on with this. So, So here's their musical example.
Okay. I remember hearing that, actually.
Oh, you've heard that song? Yeah.
I heard it, and then I was like, who is this? But it moved on to the next song. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
because
Santa
now I know.
Gold.
I believe it's pronounced Santa Gold.
Santa Gold. Not Santa Gold.
I'm just going to give you a whole bunch of false pronunciations.
No, it is Santi Gold. It's an I there.
Art, it's pronounced Blake Sabath.
Sabath. All right. Who's your pick of the week, my friend?
Okay, so I'm going with Zella Day because I watched her perform at Coachella, and she was tight. She was awesome.
You're loving her.
This one is called Sweet Ophelia. Go for it.
Okay, here it is.
Growing up like a grapevine, wrapped around you in due time. Sweet Ophelia, when young blood escapes, vows that break, go up, away.
You know what I really
So
like about
good.
that production is that bass drum is so big and heavy hitting, big reverb on there.
Yeah, it is.
I think I'm starting to become obsessed with big boomy bass drums, like that sound. I kind of like that sound, and I haven't had a group that's needed that or done that kind of sound.
That's
in
the
the
really
studio for a
popular
while.
sound in the alt rock world right now. So
Yeah, it really
I'm
is.
surprised that nobody wants.
Yeah.
maybe you should set them aside and be like, guys, if you want to be like cool,
Guys,
you should go
listen to
big
this.
boomy bass.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got a fever.
Let's take that
the only
pillow out of the bass
prescription
drum and let's make it big.
It's more bass.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening to our show. Coming back.
That's the podcast.
We're
Welcome.
excited about this. You can check us out here on YouTube or on your favorite podcasting app. We do both audio and video. You can check out our website at talkingaboutnoise.blogspot.com. Email us at talkingaboutnoise@gmail.com. I am on Twitter and Instagram at Artmore Studios. Eric is on Twitter
Yes.
at I Am The Swoop.
Awesome.
And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much.